using a laptop because my handwriting is awful and I write really slowly, so a laptop is much easier to take notes, and then it's already organized. I can use, bullets a lot easier. And if I want to go back and add something, it's really easy.
A lot of the times, I'll use a computer as long as the professor either recommends it or he doesn't explicitly say that you're not supposed to. Because like in my Latin class, my professor's like, I mean, we're reading Latin, so there's absolutely no need for a computer because we have the text in front of us. So he doesn't want us to use a computer. So I mean, if they explicitly tell me not to, there's no need to. But other than that, like usually if it serves a greater convenience than just writing down the notes, if they have something else posted online you can add to, it's usually what I do.
I prefer to use a notebook to take notes in class because you can get distracted very easily by getting onto the internet with the Wi-Fi in class, and also if they draw like diagrams on the board or something, you really can't do that on your laptop. So
I prefer spiral notebooks. I have always used them. For me, when I'm sitting in lecture using a notebook, I feel like I process the information more if I write it down.
I had this one philosophy class that the professor, he has like a web-based document of the notes that he puts up on the overhead, and so that you don't have to copy down everything that he has, you can just pull up that document on Word and like elaborate on the stuff. So that works out really well.
First and foremost, students know when I'm making stuff up or getting stuff wrong. Students know within seconds. I remember a couple of weeks ago when I was talking briefly about the rise of the printing press, and I got the date off by about 100 years, and I could see 4 or 5 students clicking away and then going, looking at their screens because I had clearly gotten the date wrong, which I didn't realize what was going on until later, and I went, oh wait, I said the wrong date, so I couldn't even correct myself at the moment. And there have been other cases when students pointed out my errors quite quickly. And I mean, that's incredibly helpful. And so while in the past I might be able to sort of rush through the gray areas of my knowledge or the fogginess of old age or lack of sleep, students keep me honest in that sense. And I can learn to rely on their abilities to check each other and check me with it. So that's a big advantage.
I can imagine instances if you could quickly look up a word or Google an item that would be useful, but I can also see some disadvantages.
Yeah, the distractions involved.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never banned laptops. I haven't really found a reason to do it, although I have been tempted.
I've never banned them. It's never been a big issue because I think part of it is that the classes are fairly small, a maximum of 15 to 20 students, so it's never been a huge issue.
I do allow them. I'm assuming they would use them appropriately. Smaller classes. In the big class, I asked the first or second day, I said I prefer not having laptops unless that's really your preferred approach to taking notes. And I said, if you want to do that, I'd appreciate it if you let me know you want to do that.
I ban laptops from my classroom because my classrooms are discussion-based, and so I feel the discussion is best when everybody is engaged with one another. So therefore laptops are problematic for 2 reasons. 1, because it provides a distraction, they're busy doing something else. And 2, because computers provide a physical barrier, so then I have difficulty making eye contact and other individuals have difficulty making eye contact to engage in a community activity.
Words, the ones that are really just and presented, there hasn't been much time for much decay in the use of the word. So maybe you will remember the last 2 or 3 items on this page. Try to remember, but you can see it drops off quite quickly. So
The only downside is that it's very easy to get distracted. The lecture's boring. Facebook is very tempting.
It can be distracting. You know, with the free internet usage that we get, I'll sometimes get instant messages from friends popping up during class. I usually don't. I mean, I'm not incredibly distracted by it, but you know, it's there, and you can always kind of wander. You know.
The only time I've ever used a laptop would probably be during March Madness, and it didn't help the grades that much since I was distracted and did not actually pay attention. So I don't use it for lecture at all.
I have seen Facebook used in the classroom. I've seen chat programs used in the classroom. I have watched kids tag their photos on Facebook while I'm talking, none of which I particularly want to compete with.
There's been a clear increase in distraction in the classroom in the past 3 or 4 years as the proliferation of laptops has become noticeable. The problem is I can't always tell what is distraction and what is note-taking and what is supplemental. So from my point of view, it all looks like distraction.
They can take notes either on notebooks, that's perfectly fine. One of my classrooms has computers in them, and that's not as much of a problem because I can see every screen when they're working, so I know that they're actually paying attention to class.
One thing I would like, and I've actually suggested this to the university administration, is that certain classrooms have no Wi-Fi available, have the Wi-Fi blocked, and that professors who don't wish to have either laptops or iPhones or Blackberries operating connected to the internet can choose those classrooms. I would imagine if I were teaching a class on Plato, right, the dialogues of Plato, I would not want or expect my students to have a laptop. I think that would be unnecessary. I would want them to pay very close attention to the text. I would want them to feel like the classroom is a sacred space. And opening a laptop in church is kind of rude, and opening a laptop in certain classrooms I think is rude as well.